How's it going, Habibis? I hope everyone's having a great day wherever you are, whenever you are watching this video. We are back with more Dino replays because we got that Dino DNA. Guys, we're going to show off some of these crazy combos and the insane comebacks that this deck is capable of. It really is insane. You have to be sure to watch the whole thing to see these lines that we come up with to basically mitigate the top tier strategies that are in the current meta of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're not playing this deck, you guys gotta play it. If we can get this video to 200 likes, I'll be sure to do a full combo breakdown. But until then, let's get into these replays and let's show off our Dino DNA. What does it look like when we draw the nuts? This is it. So, as crazy as this board is, what's funny is the scrap board that we can make sometimes is even crazier. But remember, the scrap engine is not as consistent, so I wouldn't recommend it to people that are trying to play this deck competitively. Yes, the board can get sexier, but trust me, this is as consistent as the deck gets so far, and this is what we can create with it. So here we go. They're going to activate Imperm on Xenometeorus. I think they saw the impending Miscellaneousaurus, and that does nothing. I wasn't even going to use this effect, so completely fine with that. We go Misk. Misk is going to summon out Arch. Arch is going to pop the Petite in hand. That Petite is going to summon out Giant Rex. We're going to go into Link Rebo, then we're going to use the Baby and the Sprite Elf. I'm sorry, Baby and Link Rebo to go into Sprite Elf. I love Sprite Elf for this deck. Huge card. You guys have seen this before. We're going to pop the Baby, summon the Petite, use the Pop Baby to summon the Megalo Smasher X. Go Xeno and Giant Rex to summon out our honorary Dino, Baroni DeFlori. Okay? This is a Dino. Don't at me. IP Masquerena with our two monsters there, and then we're going to go UCT, banishing the Giant Rex, resummoning it to go into either Dolka or Lagia. We're going to go Lagia here. Why do I choose Lagia? I have Imperm, and I know I'm about to go into a 3-negate Appaloosa with the IP and Sprite Elf. So they play Wanted, they play Subversion, and basically we have to use one of our negates. That's okay. They're there to be used. I see so many people like hold on to their negates for dear life, and then they, misread when the best time is to use them. I'm not saying waste them, but definitely use them instead of just, letting them sit. They go Diabell Star, they set Betrayal. I'm going to activate Sprite Elf's effect. They're going to negate it with Called by the Grave. I'm going to negate that. I'm going to use my Omni Negate on this. Why? Because this does two things. One, this gives me my UCT pop to go into Pankratops, which is another disruption. And two, it gives me the other body for Appaloosa. So I feel like that was a good use of it. They end up ending their turn. I'm going to pop the back row, and they end up scooping it up. So what do we end on there? What was so crazy about that board? A 3-negate Appaloosa, a UCT disruption, a Lagia, which is a Solemn Judgment with legs, a Baron de Flor, and the Pankratops. That's a 7 disruption board, not to mention the Imperm we had set. 8 disruption board. That is crazy. That is the power of Dinos. Have you ever gone up against an opponent and they seem to have every possible one of that they can get, and on top of that it's a 60 card deck? Well, so have I, and you're gonna watch it right here. I use Small World and I get rid of one of my UCTs to get Misk. Misk and Baby is full combo. If you guys didn't see the previous video, I talk about how all you need is a Misk and a Baby, and you could pop off with this deck. So I'll link it above if you want to take a look at it. I think I'm about to do that. However, I get stopped here. We are going up against Branded Bystial, and they're going to use Bystial Magnamut, the one of, to get rid of my non-Dino. So now Double Evolution Pill is dead. So there's a one of card that they draw. Okay, I'm like, it is what it is. I'll end on Dolka, I'll end on Imperm. They get Fallen of Albaz. So immediately, what you're going to see is they're going to set the Fallen of Albaz. So that's not good. They're going to Contact Fuse into Alba Lenitus, and then they play the one of Branded Fusion off the top, a Royal Rare Branded Fusion to make insult to injury. I'm like, okay, it's okay. I'll be fine. Impermanence. I'm going to negate Lubellion. No problem. Branded in red, another one of that they draw. I checked their deck. They're playing it at 1. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, he's the better player, you know? He's just better than me. He's probably more handsome than me. He's better at Yu-Gi-Oh, clearly. Except he's not. He goes branded in red to summon out Mirror Jade. This is key information. And then with Branded Fusion's Lubellion's resolution, he goes into Rinbrum. At this point in the duel, though, I am kind of in scoop phase. I'm just like, you know. I was streaming during this duel, so everyone was just kind of getting a kick out of how crazy this guy's hand was. Bestial Drew Swarm, another one of. I mean, dude, it was insane. However, he forgot that Branded in red, the monster cannot attack directly. If he would have attacked my Sprite Elf with Mirror Jade, he would have had game. But he didn't. Because we got Dino DNA, okay?
I've had what they call Dino DNA.
It protected us. So we get one last chance here. They set Branded Retribution. Okay, so what do we do? First things first, we need to deal with this Branded Retribution. I'm going to use Pankratops to get rid of it. So, boom, now my Evolution Pill is live. I can summon out UCT, the big bad boy, and I'm going to also summon out Giant Rex. Now, they play Fusion Duplication, banishing their Branded Fusion here, okay? So I'm not going to have to deal with it anymore. However, this is probably not a good play by them. So they're going to use Retribution to add back Branded in red, and then they're going to summon out Albion the Sanctifier Dragon. We draw Ovi, which is a huge, huge draw. Get the Miscellaneousaurus. Like I told you guys, Dino DNA, bro. It helps with the draw power. Trust me. It's the heart of the cards mixed with Dino DNA. They negate their own Albion effect just to spin back UCT before Miscellaneousaurus resolves. I don't think this is a good play at all because they banished, remember, they spun back our Chen Ying. So Chen Ying is still in play. We pop a baby, summon Misk. Now we go into Chen Ying. Now I'm going to banish 2. Chen Ying's effect is going to trigger. I'm going to resummon UCT. I'm in the driver's seat. I should have won the duel here. Now I misplay. I attack their Rinbrum. I shouldn't have done this. Rinbrum should have been the last monster I attacked to finish up for game because now they're able to go Fallen of Albaz and get rid of my Chen Ying. However, though, I still get to draw because of Maxi. So Talents lets me take the Mirror Jade, lets me go into IP Mask Arena. So I don't have to worry about, you know, Mirror Jade popping my field or anything like that. So that's good. They play Branded in red to go into Dragos Stapelia. Now, I have 2 disruptions here. I can either go into Nightmare Unicorn, which they negate with Dragos Stapelia, which is what I'd prefer. I'd prefer they negate that so that I can just use the UCT effect. So UCT, we flip it face down, and that effectively ends their turn, effectively ends their duel. They try to play Max C on me, and it is negated by Crossout Designator, and they scoop it up. So huge comeback there. They got us in the first half, but we came back in the second half. Dino DNA, guys.
Dino DNA.
So we mentioned Dinos as a good going second deck. Let's see how they do here against a different form of disruption in Kashtira Tearlaments. So our opponent here is going to get some Lucky Mills in just a second, you're going to see. They're going to summon Ash Blossom to go into Baron to Floor, activate Tearlaments Cash to send 3, and then they send Havness. They get to go into Kid Kalos. Kid Kalos lets them add Rhino Heart. So basically what's going to happen here is they're going to end on Rule Kalos, Baron to Floor, Fenrir, because Fenrir just got milled, as well as any hand traps or face downs that they have. Okay, so what do we have?
I've had what they call Dino DNA.
How are we going to combat this? We have the Great Equalizer, Miscellaneousaurus. We're going to activate it. They're going to play Called By, okay? I'm going to cross out Designator that, hoping that they'll use Baron to Floor, and they do. They use Baron to negate and destroy my crossout Designator. I'm going to chain my other Misk. So now we got rid of 2 disruptions off their board. Misk's first effect goes through. All our dinos are unaffected. We don't have to worry about Fenrir, essentially, which is huge. We can't use Miscellaneousaurus as a second effect, but that's okay. Because Crossout Designator was destroyed, we could play Xenometeorus. It's going to be negated by Rule Kalos. So now we are left with a TTT in a dream. But guys, remember something about me that you guys may have forgotten.
I've had what they call Dino DNA.
Is that I got that Dino DNA, bro. Baby and Ovi. couldn't ask for 2 better draws. TTT's crazy. They play Birth, banish 3 face down. We're going to play Ground Xeno, pop the baby, summon a baby, use Ovi, get Giant Rex, pop the baby again, summon Archosaur, summon a baby, use Archosaur to pop the baby. I love it. You know, if you're popping babies, you know good things are happening, okay? We love popping babies within the context of dinos. You love to see it. We're going to go Secure Gardena here. So now we have our non-dino in the graveyard. We'll play double Evo Pill. And we are going to wrap this duel up nicely with a bow. With a 7,000 attack point Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. They're going to finally use Fenrir. Get rid of Dugaris. It's all for naught. It doesn't matter. A thick boy UCT will finish this game. Dino's best deck, guys. I mean, some of you guys in the comments of the previous video were saying, oh, I'm thinking about playing Dinos. Habibi, there's nothing to think about. Play this deck. It is so freaking powerful. This video would not be complete without showcasing the full power of Snake Eyes and how we break the board. Everybody is playing this deck, and they really should be playing Dinos. Here's why. Because even though we get ashed on our Maxi, we are still able to beat this super powered deck. And the main reason is because we have one of the best in-archetype boss monsters in the entire game in Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Such a good card. You're going to see what I mean in just a sec. They're going to do their thing. So I had a couple opportunities here to Ghost Bell them, but I figured it might be better to save the bell for my turn. And boy, oh boy, did I not expect it to come in handy the way it did, but it did. So they go Decode Talker here, pay 1,000 to draw a card, so that's 7,000. They play Dramatic Snake Eyes, which essentially gives them a free Diabell Star and an Omni Negate in the Betrayal. So, draw phase, it's still their turn. Still their turn, they're playing Snake Eyes. We are going to negate the Maximum K. We don't want Maximum C, but they negate it. They use their Omni Negate to draw more cards. Isn't that just crazy, the selfishness of some Yu-Gi-Oh players? Isn't that crazy? He's already got tons of disruptions. He uses Omni Negate to draw more cards. Very, very bad decision on their part, in my opinion, but their failure, their folly is my gain. Still their turn. They're going to summon IP Masquerena. I am going to activate Fossil Dig. It's still their turn. They're going to chain IP Masquerena, go into a 4-negate Appaloosa. I'm going to get the Miscellaneousaurus, and I'm going to chain Ghost Bell to the effect of Flame Burge. They're going to activate Appaloosa. I'm going to chain my Misk to this. Appaloosa is only once per chain, so they cannot negate the Misk. The Misk is the more important card here for us. So Bell ends up being just fodder for a negation by the opponent, but it worked out perfectly. It is still their turn. Don't you just love control decks? Finally, it's our turn. We get to play the game. We use our 2 cards, Arch and the baby. Pop the baby. They're going to negate the effect of the baby in the graveyard, but we are able to get the pill. Remember too, we play 1 Archosaur, but we still have full combo with it because a baby and Archosaur equals full combo. Something to keep in mind. That's why I play 1 Archosaur in the deck. It is still viable. We are going to activate the double Evo Pill, go into UCT, activate, they're going to activate Promethean Princess. I guess they didn't read Misk, you know, no one does. But at the end of the day, it did give them the body for Promethean Princess, so it's okay. Even though they do not pop UCT, we are going to further weaken their Appaloosa here. So we activate Misk's effect, they negate it, time to go to battle. They have 6,000 attack points, 6,000 life points, because remember, they decreased their life points by 2k. 2k to draw cards, they activated Max C to draw more cards, and we win the game versus the best deck. Dinos is insane, guys. You want to be ready when Lars comes out. I know you guys want to see it. Here is the deck list. If you skipped the video to get to this part, go rewind, go watch it back, learn how to play this deck. It's a lot of fun. If you saw the previous video, it's not very different than what we were cooking with during the Duels Cup. This is essentially the big differences are we took out Frostosaurus from Megalo Smasher X. Now, this is just a placeholder for the time being, because when Evolzar Lars comes, we are definitely playing Frostosaurus. But right now, I feel like this gives me more opportunities to go into to go into Lagia or to go into Dolka a little bit easier because it's a level 4. It summons a level 4 off of the effective Xenometeorus. That's the big change. I did cut an Imperm and add Nibiru. I feel like Nibiru is just, it's good to have Nibiru. If your opponent takes the Max C challenge, it's always good to punish him with a Nibiru. And I think that's basically it for the changes to the deck. I do have Ghost Bell because, you know, it works against Labyrinth, and it works against Snake Eyes too. It's a good hand trap in the format. So if you guys want to see a more in-depth breakdown, check out the previous video. This is what we've been working with. This is what we are going to cook with until Lars comes. Hopefully it comes in the next set, guys. I want you guys to be ready. So pay close attention, rewatch this video, ask me any questions in the comments below if you want some tips on how to play it. Also, if you guys want to see me play it, I've been using it a lot during my streams at twitch.tv/KingMatty. Go check them out. If you like this video, if it was helpful, drop a like. Consider subbing to the channel. However, I understand if you don't want to, but I'd appreciate it if you did. Anyways, Habibis, peace and love. Take care of yourselves. Go out of your way to make somebody's day special.